Good evening, sports fans from around the world. Okay, maybe not really around the world, but right here in what is just another part of basketball Mecca. On the first day, the true first day of March Madness, we bring you region basketball. Better than anything that any college could throw out. It's not just region basketball, it's church basketball.
It's church basketball. Absolutely. Here we are at what is this Ward House? We're the church behind Muir.
The church behind Muir.
That's the
white building, the nice white building behind Muir Elementary.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Alongside the original DP himself. I'm Nate Souls, and this is a momentous occasion.
This is fantastic, isn't it? I mean, here we are. You and I were church ball teammates.
Yes.
In the 6th Ward.
In the 6th Ward.
Do you remember that we didn't do great?
We didn't do very well. No.
Once
I blew my knee out, then it was over. We stunk. Once I got hurt, then that was it.
We stunk. But that is not the story with these two teams tonight.
No, this actually pits, I guess, not just old wards, but family.
That's right.
So
That's right.
This got blood ties.
Absolutely. Yes, it does.
Unreal. I mean, well, okay, so coming into this game, we know that the brothers Pilkington, of course, they always come in with a hot hand. But who else stands out to you?
They do, and that's Danny's MO. I mean, he can shoot the three-pointer. We know that.
And from what I've seen of him too, he's a really good, wing and on, your sideline kind of three-point shot. So I kind of look for the defense to kind of maybe swarm a little bit more, maybe double team on that.
Absolutely.
That edge.
And he's the sneaky three. You know what I mean? He's the kind of guy that you got to keep your eye on him, because if you don't, he's wide open, and he's got a buttery smooth release. That's Danny.
But on the other side, though, you have your brother John, who is very good in the post and can really get some moves, go up and under, and kisses it off the glass quite nicely.
Yeah, he's got a good he's a good diverse player.
He's got a very good release, and he's very, very good with his footwork.
I agree. And so we've got the 6th Ward here. That's Danny's team. It's the 6th Ward. And, the downside to this is we have not been able to follow their season game by game necessarily. When we get the support to do that, we'll do it every game. We'll be there every night.
Absolutely, we will.
But for now, we're just hitting these super intense games. So
you just got to dig me up a spot at your school, and then it'll be a
exactly.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some region play. What is there anything bigger than region ball for these players?
So being a former athletic director for a stake for myself, I can say that there really isn't anything bigger, because you bring in your best, your most talented referees for this that come from, just other backgrounds. So it's not just one stake that covers it all. And then so this is one of the better buildings in the area, so that has, some to do with it. It's an actual high school full court gym, unlike some of the others that are a little bit smaller. So that will come into play a little bit as well. But when it comes to region basketball, I mean, you always say in tournament play, you don't talk about the next round, and because you got the game in front of you. I know that sounds a little cliched, but that
It's
that's
the game.
That's the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
When it comes to tournament play like this.
Now,
and here, just looking over, I do see John Pilkington.
He's got the jerseys. He's got the pennies
in the white trim.
Is that the city edition? Does he got the city editions in there?
He might.
Do you think that they got a special jersey for this?
It's possible.
I wonder.
It's possible. But even then, just going with the old greens. Nothing wrong with that. That's kind of a favorite of mine was, you just put on the old green one and just make sure it's clean.
Well, so speaking of region play, what's the next step? I mean, let's say you are fortunate enough to win the region tournament. You're the region champion. Is that the pinnacle?
So there's like a super region actually after that. And then if you're lucky enough, it will go to kind of almost like an even, how we have
super region?
So we have like a regional, how we have like a regional conference kind of thing?
Yeah.
So it could go as far as, a champion of the other regions, if you will.
My goodness. Well, can we have a guest speaker real quick? Come and talk to us. We've got the father of Danny and John available to us.
Which, ironically, just happens to be your dad as well.
I wonder how he feels about seeing his two sons.
Yeah, how do you root?
Go.
Okay, you're a dad. What? You're a dad of a son.
Yeah.
How do you do that? I mean, you only have one son.
Yeah.
But I have 3 daughters, so if I had to choose, I don't know if I could choose.
How do you choose?
I mean, logic would just say that you just root for the younger one because they're just the baby.
They're the babies.
However, some parents tend to favor their older because, well, we're more wise. We're more mature people, see?
Yeah.
And we are wise beyond our basketball years, if you will. Although, however, they both were able to see the great John Stockton play ball, and so
that's true.
That does make it a little tough, just because one's younger than the other.
Well, hey, let's turn this camera around and see if we can't watch these teams warm up.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. So I'm with the father of a son on both sides, Van Pilkington. Well, first of all, it's very good to see you.
Good to see you, Nate.
So how do you root for one over the other, or do you?
Well, carefully. I have one leg in each camp.
Okay.
So I have to root and cheer with discretion.
Okay. So no, I mean, but it goes beyond that though, just to hair, doesn't it? Because you're the member of one of these wards.
Well, that's true.
So I guess it's a slight hair, right?
It's a slight hair because we're looking at a more veteran team.
Okay.
On the other side. So, youth is not on their side. But where I am in life, I'm always cheering for wisdom and hope that somehow the older team can have the stamina to keep up with the young, quick legs.
But wouldn't you say that's just more a matter of maybe depth as opposed to just quick legs?
Maybe it's depth. Yeah, maybe it is. But number 2 there plays quite a bit of ball, and if he has a good night, the team has a good night, and he just might run into a cold streak. Who knows? I'm not sure how to behave.
Well, and we were talking earlier about, at least with Danny.
Yes.
I mean, once he finds his spot on the wings and the corners, he's pretty unstoppable at that point.
Well,
once he hits that first one.
Now, you'd be surprised at this, but Danny doesn't have a lot of vertical leap.
Okay.
So if they're onto him, you notice the height over here. I mean, number 5 will be able to really shut that 3 down if need be. So I hope the best for Danny.
How much does John knowing pretty much just about everybody on the other side, though, in the Sixth Ward, play into that role? I'm sure he's probably said a word or two to his team.
John will play into the heads of the opponent, and I'm sure he's already got them a little off balance. That's my guess. That's his game. It's the Joe. He loves Joe Ingles for that reason. Joe,
yeah, Jinglin' Joe's the same way.
Jinglin' Joe can get Durant in tears. So, there is something about the head game.
That's true. Well, every level of basketball, right, is kind of, it's more mental than people realize.
Yeah, I think so. And see, again, veterans have some advantage to that, I think. So I'm guessing if you were to ask me who has the advantage tonight, I think Mr. Maroon over here.
Okay.
I think advantage goes to them. But it's going to be a good battle. I mean, Tyler Rohr, Mr. 24, he's a lot to move in the middle. I think
he is.
I don't think anyone's going to push him out of the key. That's my guess. And a lot has to do with how this thing's called. Are they using officials or is it self-officiated?
It was my understanding because it is a region game, you would use actual officials.
I'm not seeing officials yet. Oh, here's one maybe.
We'll see.
And it depends on how they call it. If they start calling ticky fouls, then advantage young team.
It's true because with a younger team, right? It's the start and stop.
Yeah,
definitely favors them because an older
these
group,
guys are slow and they're going to start pushing people out of their way. So,
yeah.
a lot of hips and shoulders over there.
I think though one thing that you might, at least I would consider, is when you have an older group, is skill.
Yeah, John hasn't hit a 3 yet, so
they probably have a lot more in terms of basketball knowledge.
Yeah. They're not going to be flappable. They're not. This is an unflappable group over here. So we'll see. What are your predictions, Nate? What do you see on the court?
I mean, for me personally, I always look at who's. This may sound strange, but the team that's hot in warm-ups is not necessarily the team for me that is going to be the one that's going to be able to maintain the rest of the game. Because if you're, kind of cold now, once, for a lot of these guys, especially an older group, once you get into the flow of the game, that's where, I think that's where really the game is won. It's that first, few minutes of that first half that actually determines whether or not, you've got the stamina, you've got your shot going, who's got the edge, who's got the rebounds, etc. To me, it's always that first part of each half.
Well, I think Maroon needs to have a good first half because they're going to have a hard time catching up. I think that's my prediction. Just looking at younger legs. Now, these two taller guys are new in the ward, but they both played a little bit of a junior college ball. They were not recruited. They moved into our ward. Now, it's just a blessing to our ward that they came. But they both enjoy playing, and even when they're not shooting well, they're defensive juggernauts, and they're pretty quick on their feet. So here we go.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Van Pilkington, everybody. All right. Well, let's get the Meister back on the mic here.
All righty.
Is that that's what old Rod used to say about Ron Boone?
That's right.
He was the Meister. So as we get ready for this,
They're picking the ball.
Picking the ball.
They're trying to pick the right ball. Oh, and then it's going to be a Tell me, you've heard the phrase church ball is the brawl that starts with a prayer. The only brawl that starts with a prayer. Have you heard that? What would you say to somebody that said that about church ball?
Amen. That's what you say. It shouldn't.
Let's hope it doesn't. Let's hope we don't turn to that.
No, I hate to see family pitted up against each other in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now if they they want to take themselves out of it, then so be it. But
yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't want to see that because in all aspects of basketball, there is the idea that you want it to be not only clean, but have some finesse, have some,
sportsmanship,
and some pure will to it.
Oh,
as
yes.
To
absolutely.
any sort of fight. And here's the tip. And it's controlled by the man that we thought would pretty much control the ball tonight. And taking one from deep. Wouldn't go. Rower the rebound. Rower trying to go inside. Now backs it out. Kind of hippity hops his way inside.
I love it.
Pilkington, 4-3. Got it.
Okay.
Starting to heat up. See, I was telling you earlier about that wing. Got to watch him on the wing.
That's the shot you were talking about.
On the other way, number 3. No, the air ball. And here's Jordan coming in. Now back over to Roar. Roar quickly going. Looking back over to Jordan. Jordan's around the horn to Pilkington on the other side. This time, no. And the rebound to Red. So number 15 controlling the ball. Slows it down. Now hesitates. Gets it over to number 3. Number three being guarded by one another. 15. Thinking about a shot. Gets it inside. Now inside the fadeaway. Yes.
That was a great shot. Working it in. Playing a little bit old man style there.
So the lead now 6-3, and red team on the board now. Deep 3, no. Good offensive board. Gets inside. Got it. What a nice play. Gets the offensive board. Bailing out his team. There's John inside. Now goes inside, and what a move. Nice little move there. Just
quick layup. Absolutely. Those are easy buckets.
All right, Jordan goes cross court to Roar. Roar takes it from 3. Got it.
Oh.
Splish splash already.
That's a good looking shot from Tyler.
All right. So John kind of guns it over his teammate. Teammate going inside. John takes the quick 3. Yes. Kind of looks right at Roar as he did it.
Oh.
Kind of stared him down during that. Here's Jordan going inside. We got a foul.
You think he can keep up? You think John can keep up with Tyler tonight? I wonder. If it gets into a shooting match between these two.
It's a long 20 minutes. So, I mean, as I was telling your dad, it's that first kind of few minutes, 10 minutes right now.
Critical.
John's not necessarily cold, but he's hit 1 of 2 from 3. And then he did have a nice assist, though. And here's a steal going in. John from the wing. Ooh, off the back. Jordan throws it up to Danny. Danny on the other side. No. The rebound to Roar. And Jordan gets a layup. Beautiful move. Just what a cut. So the score now 10-7 as Pilkington gets it across to his teammate number 3. And the rebound to 6. Out of bounds. Looks like it was off 6. Maroon ball.
That was really pretty keen defense. He was just kind of tenacious right on him and knew the right guy to.
So inside, Pilkington can't handle it. Goes off of him, out of bounds, 6th ward ball. Just about 16 minutes left in the half. And 10-7 our score. The shot from the mid-range. Got it. Beautiful shot.
Beautiful shot. That was a jump shot. He's a big, tall guy. It's hard to guard that.
So that's number 32 for the 6th ward. As there's a good fake. Trying to go inside. 17 off the glass. We got a foul. Looked like they got him just as he was cutting in.
I've played little pickup ball with Andrew, who's at the foul line right now, and talk about a team player. You know, the kind of guy that just fits in wherever you need him. He's a shooter. He can work it inside. He'll get you your rebounds. I mean, he's the kind of guy you want on your team. He's the glue.
Yeah, absolutely. He missed his first one, but sinks the second. So 1 of 2 at the line. Going in, and 12-8. Our score as Roar slowly brings it up court. Goes over Danny. Gets it over to Jordan as Danny goes inside now. Got the shot from 32 again. So kind of that first from down the barrel from the free throw line, and then a nice jumper from the wing is number 3. Almost had it stolen. As Pilkington takes it from deep. And no, and the rebound to Roar. Roar takes it up court. Now accelerates.
Oh, hit hard. What did that look like to you?
I don't think that. I honestly didn't feel like the number 5 was planted. But they're giving it to.
You didn't think he was planted?
I did not.
You got to have a clear.
Yeah.
I think they just got. Maroon just got spanked.
All right, is John and John taken from the job. But meanwhile, Daniel from the wing again.
And he's pointing. He's pointing and snapping and.
Oh, well, you know, those gingers. All right. Oh, back inside and no, and we got a foul.
Do you feel how the tension is rising? We're in the first 10 minutes of this thing.
And 6th ward is looking comfortable. They've got a 9-point lead now on what is back-to-back, well, really 3 shots in a row made by the 6th ward and back-to-back threes from your brother Danny.
My goodness. Wait, is that?
Red team already looking a little gassed. A little gassed on the red side.
So you're thinking the athletic ability of the North Canyon 6th ward is a pretty big advantage right now.
We'll see. We haven't had too many stubs yet. As 32 inside, no, and the board to 17 as 32 falls down on the ground.
That's Andrew. He ended up with a big rebound there. Throws it
Good
up and
board
over.
And out of bounds, 6th ward ball. Oh, and we got our first sub of the night. So John Pilkington will have a rest. All right, as Jordan brings up the ball wearing his pretty pink shoes from deep. Oh, and he got it. Nice hippity-hop 3. See, that's one thing that you can't teach is that 3 right off the...
You're born with that, you're saying?
Yeah,
that's something
absolutely.
You're born with.
It is.
Oh,
But a nice shot by your boy Andrew.
See,
that was a beauty.
No, he's
keeping his team in this thing.
He'll do what he needs to do.
And Roar thinking about accelerating. And send you on the air ball. Maybe out right off the front of the iron. And this number 17, number 3 gets back in, excuse me. With a good rebound, though, by John of the 6th ward. And here's Jordan again. Jordan for 3. Off the back of the iron and off of Sinuan. Should be maroon ball. All right, so number 4, take it up front court. Gets it over to the wing. This is number 18. And number 18 loses it as he goes in, but meanwhile he gets it back, trying to go inside, and does. Nice little power move there.
Yeah, that's just will. That's just willpower, getting it in there.
I think he felt like he got fouled on the play before, too. And there's some bad ball handling now by the 6th Ward. 15 takes it up. Oh! Can't handle it. And here comes Roar. It's a 4-on-2. And here's Roar down the middle. Gives it to 32, the give and go.
Okay, that was fantastic basketball.
Very unselfish.
You know, just because the Maroon team's older doesn't mean they're more savvy. That was some good, savvy play.
Here's the 3 by 18, and he nailed it. Just straight down the barrel.
Tickled the twine.
Tickled the twine. Gentle push and a mild arc. 32 off the glass just as he faded away. 24-16 our score, with the 6th Ward up by 8 with just a hair over 10 to play in the half. 15 from the wing, no, and the rebound to Roar. So Roar getting poked at by number 4 of the Maroon team, and we got a foul. So Roar coming up just what appeared to be a little limp.
Roar's a heck of a name too. I mean, it's a sound effect, really.
Yeah.
And
you better watch out too.
It talks about
he's a big boy.
He's a big boy, and he's lion-like in there. He's playing
built.
great.
He's very built.
I'd call him the fridge.
The fridge.
The refrigerator, man. He's
a
lot to get around. He's a lot of push around.
So do you think
but he's mobile?
He's
mobile, but he is a barrier when it comes to defense.
Oh yeah.
True, but I don't think I don't think he's sneaking down for the donuts like the old Perry did. But
No, but he has the same effect on the court. Takes a lot of space. He's intimidating. I'm saying that just the weight. There's an advantage there.
What kinds of players do you compare him to? Not that you want to compare players, but Karl Malone. Do you think like a Karl Malone type?
I would say more like Charles Barkley.
More like a
Better
Barkley
shooter.
type.
More like Barkley in his later years, you know.
No, absolutely not.
No,
you
more
mean because
like
he was shooting?
Well, more like the Barkley that played for the Suns is kind of what I'm thinking.
The 95 Barkley
maybe
MVP?
Maybe even the 94, 93
94.
Barkley.
Oh my goodness sakes, that was a good Barkley.
Back to live action as the 3 is put up and good. A little flat, but never hurt anybody. I'm taking it from a guy that's 5'7", maybe 5'8" with his shoes on. Oh, this is a 3 from number 4 to answer right back. 27-19 our score. As John Pilkington is checked back in, and Danny takes one from the wing and off the front of the iron. He tried to save his own shot, but out of bounds. Room ball. So number 7 quickly gets it up the court to number 4. Number 4 trying to get it over to 18. 18's going to take it off the iron, and the rebound to Danny. Pilkington getting it over to Jordan. And Jordan in the front gets it over to 32 with a fade. No. The board to number 7, though, the Maroon team. So number 18 hands it to number 3, and number 3 accelerates, penetrates right in there off the glass.
Just taking advantage of kind of a lull right now. They saw that the 6th Ward's acting lazy, and they just went right through.
So, and that was key, at least in terms of skill. We talked about that earlier, that in terms of skill, a younger team may not necessarily have picked up on that.
Yeah, I think so.
So we got a foul, and our good buddy Jordan is at the free throw line.
Calling a good game. This ref is, and this is a thankless job.
Absolutely.
He's probably not making a lot of money off of this one.
Not at all.
None. You think none?
Maybe lots of blessings.
I see.
That's what it's all about.
Heavenly dollars.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. No, I think you're right. Front of the line for these guys. Front of the line at the pearly gates. Don't you think?
Well, if that's the case, then I'm going to be right up there then.
I'll tell you, they had me ref a game once, and that whistle did not get blown, not a once. I just didn't dare to blow the whistle.
No, I had too much fun, I think, blowing it, to be honest. I think there was a little bit there where I handed out a few tees to in my day. As John is 1-on-2, Pilkington, no. But number 4 hustling, and Senjuan comes up with it. Now over to Jordan. Jordan accelerates, trying to go inside. Gets it back out to Oz. Oz hands it over to Jordan for 3, no. And the rebound, stolen by Pilkington. John's going to take it, gives it to his man inside, tried to go reverse and could not. And this is going to stay on this side. So we'll keep the clock running with 6:20 left in the half. 28-21 our score.
Just lost track of his man. That's just ran up and took that one.
They've battled back into the game. Look at this. We're within 5. Good for them.
Like I said, we talked about that earlier. A lot of it is going to be will and skill. As what do we got here? Looks like we got a foul. Looks like it will be on. Looks like it's going to be on number 5. I think they might even be giving it to.
We got some big players on the court. We got some tall men.
Some good size.
Good size. Both teams.
Well, and we haven't had a lot of free throws taken, too. So I think that's a good sign that this is going to be called very well.
I hope so.
Thus far, it has been called.
Yeah.
Pretty fairly. So. And so far, I've been impressed that we haven't seen that chippiness that we kind of thought we might.
That's right. And you know what's great about this is we've got a camera. So for the first time in the history of Region Game, you can't just say, "Oh, they fouled me," and they didn't call it.
Right.
Yeah, we got the tape, buddy.
The film
we
don't
got
lie.
the film.
Film don't lie.
They actually might not
John
want us to
on
be
the
here.
wing gets it over to 15. 15 going inside again. He's had some power moves coming inside, and I've been very impressed with just the ability to try to get it good layups. He's gotten lots of good looks.
Mm-hmm. It's not just chucking up 3, 3, 3. They're really working it in.
And I think
I agree.
For the Maroon team, they have to be a lot more methodical because of the fact that, heaven forbid, we're that age too, but there's always, you don't want those legs to give out towards the end. As Jordan takes it up front court, slows it down, throwing over to Oz. Roar, trying to go inside. Oz takes it from deep, off the front of the iron, and rebound. Headed up to John Pilkington. Pilkington stops his dribble, looks over to number 5, gets bodied up by 50. And 18 trying to get inside. Oh, just couldn't hang on for that shot, and the rebound pushed over to Jordan. Jordan going inside to number 50, and 50 couldn't get it off. Nice defense, though, trying to cover up number 50 by the Maroon team is Pilkington. Around the baseline, gets it over to 18 for about a 17-footer. That was a nice shot.
Boy, we're a 4-point game now. Cut that lead down to 4.
So the other Pilkington for 3. This time he switches it. So again,
is
right
that
about
4 threes for Danny?
Yeah,
4 3-pointers. He's going to break a church ball record.
His team the lead of 33-26, and that was a hard shot for John right there. I don't know if it was because momentum got stopped or the legs might be a little tired. So got fouled from deep.
Oh my goodness, they don't.
So so it's a 3 for
Danny. I think fouled him, and he's talking. He's talking to the ref. We'll see.
Got to be careful, too. At least in region ball, the tee comes out a little bit easier, I think.
That tee, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like you touch that rim, for example. That's a rule. If you touch that rim,
or if you touch that net after you make the shot.
Oh, really?
That is also considered a tee.
Yeah. Well.
So region play, like, we talked about that. It's a little bit different than your usual. Pilkington didn't make a single free throw.
He took 3. No, he must have made 1.
Oh, yes, he did. He made 1, and we got a foul. So with the clock running and just about 90 seconds left in the half, with a 6-point lead for the 6th Ward. 6th Ward's going to inbound it on their side. Goes Pilkington to Roar. Pilkington from the corner. Air ball. And this will be maroon ball.
I think they're taking it personal. I think there might be a little bit of brotherly.
So number 3 off the mark. He tried to go in for the layup. It was Jordan. Brings it up, tried to do a little fancy, wasn't helping, but 50 goes on the floor to get it over to Danny, and no. And better safe than sorry as Danny wisely let that ball go out of bounds to not get the stage in the face.
We got to get our stat guy on this, but who are the stat leaders right now, would you say?
I would say that it's probably Danny, at least in scoring for his ward, and I would probably say your friend Andrew on the other side.
You think?
I would think so. Now, I think that number 5 and John, though, for the Maroon team probably have the most boards. Number 15, though, is probably taking the most shots for the veteran side. But number 50, though, for me, at least in the 6th Ward, has definitely shown the hustle. He's been the one doing the dirty work down on the floor. And
yeah, agreed.
Jordan taunts his man and tells him to come up on him. And Danny gets it over to Roar. We got 20 seconds left. And here's Roar going inside with some thunder.
Yeah, he really worked that.
Nobody wanted a piece of that as he went through the middle there. As number 3 gets it over to Andrew. Andrew takes it from deep. Off the iron. And that is the half. So right there, that last 2 points, could end up being the difference.
It's hard for Maroon to get over this hump. They kind of got down early, and they're still down. Right? 8 points.
8 points. But I think what's at least been impressive is that they've not gotten so out of this that because when you're kind of an older group in any sport, you don't want to be the one that is. You're probably going to find yourself behind. But you don't want to find yourself so behind that you're the one that's having to play catch up.
Let's see here. Sorry, that's.
I'm
trying to play 2 roles here. Okay. All right. Yeah. And it's kind of hard to get buckets. I mean, you got 20 minutes and they've scored 35 points. Although buckets seem to be coming pretty well.
Buckets seem to be coming
teams.
pretty well. What we've been short on, I think, is offensive boards.
Yeah.
Been short on a few stretches, a little bit of D too, especially on the Maroon side. Not necessarily because I don't think that they want to play D, but you can see that for some of them, the legs are running back and forth a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that, they can't kind of make that correction, but we'll see.
So you think offensive boards? I would agree. I think that's going to be a big key to this game.
Because if you look at and think about this, so the 6th Ward has had quite a few second chance points.
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
And it's coming from guys like, number 50, where earlier he was on the floor. He slapped one over to Danny, and Danny was able to kind of get a second shot at a 3 and drained it.
Yeah. Now, don't you feel like the 6th Ward has taken more 3-pointers? I feel like maybe they have.
I think that they have, and that's probably why they haven't run away with this thing, is because they've pretty much not gone inside. The only guy for them that's probably gone inside is number 32, and you can tell he definitely has some basketball finesse because he's taken a pretty decent fadeaway. He took a pretty decent, 17-footer earlier.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that at least on the get-go, as of right now, the Maroons lucky that they haven't just completely caught fire.
Yeah.
It's kind of been more of a little halt and catch fire.
Yeah. All right. Just so you know, there's a quick story about Tyler Rohr and another Pilkington, Sam Pilkington. This was a couple years ago. Correct me if I'm wrong, Van. A couple years ago, Tyler and Sam Pilkington were on another fantastic team there in the 6th Ward.
Tremendous team.
And
a dominant team.
A very dominant team. They were blowing teams out, and they refused to play down to the level of their teams. And
it was all legal. They were all eligible. They had recently been playing on school teams and had been cut themselves or whatever. But no, they were all eligible, and they were really playing well.
And now, was it their first region game or which game? Their very first game into the region.
Region game.
Feeling confident going into it.
And they would have won handily. Except the word was as to where the game was being played and when was not clearly communicated, and they went to the wrong place.
Now, that is a heck of a way to lose, isn't it?
And they forfeited. And the truth of the matter is, Tyler Rohr cried and cried and could not be consoled.
Oh, they would have taken the nation on that. They would have,
It was his moment. It was gone. The moment was over due to poor.
And I'm guessing Sammy didn't take it real well.
No. Uh-oh. Old men come back with a vengeance.
Okay, let's get this camera working here. All righty, here we
go. Over to Rohr. Rohr takes it from deep as prior possession, Maroons scored to make it a 35-29 game. And here we go, John coming back. Number 3 for 3. Way off the mark. And here's Jordan. Jordan quick. Tried to reverse it. And we got a foul. They're right about one thing, though. If you're going in, the ball's got to go in. As the old men are reminding the youngins, the ball has to go in.
Something about Jordan, by the way. He'll find himself with the ball quite often. He's so athletic, he's so quick, and he wants the ball. He wants to score. You know what I mean? So I think in a lot of teams, he ends up being a point guard.
He's one of two.
And he looks to the Kobe Bryants and the Steph Currys.
Here's number 4 for 3. But there was Andrew for the board and gives it to John, but what a block by Mr. Rohr. Trying to shoot at the block by Andrew, and it goes out of bounds. Should be 6th Ward ball. You know, I had Jordan as so early on in my church ball, getting to know things as an adult, I had him as one of my own players. And so I got to see him firsthand kind of develop and continue to play as well as he has as
a kid.
Yeah.
He was one of your
young men. My
there.
Young men.
Absolutely. See, and I think that...
And I don't get as mad anymore when Danny and Jordan just kind of throw up whatever. Because I used to be hot. Him and Caden Nelson, I tell you what.
Yeah. You'd say, hey, you got to play a different kind of game.
Well,
you got to play a Patrick Ewing kind of game.
And here's number 3 for 3. air ball, but what a nice play by your boy, Andrew. Coming in, a team's guy, a guy's guy. As Roar, Jordan set a nice pick there for Roar. Roar steps back off the mark, and the rebound to number 3. As he slows it down, realizing that there's still plenty of time with 17 to go. And the shot by Pilkington, no, and the rebound to number 32. 36-31 our score. As Jordan goes inside, didn't look like he wanted to take that shot and did off the front of the iron, and number 3 slowly takes it up and in and can't hit it. Goes off the window just too much, with too much English. However, the pass from Jordan.
You know what? I am right with you. It's the rebounding that is making the difference here. They're getting defensive and offensive rebounds.
It's number 5 showing that he's got some reflex. Good length. Andrew's got Jordan. And Jordan pops and stops right off the glass. Put that one in the bank. As the lead is back up to 8 with just under 16 to go. And the turnover now by Maroon. So, DP, is it are we seeing fatigue set in maybe?
There might be some of that.
Jordan from deep. Got it.
Holy smokes. You like that when it's on. Don't you?
Oh, absolutely. Andrew from 3. This time in and out. Number 4 tried to get it, and the rebound just off of the hairs of John Pilkington. White ball. 42-31. It's the biggest lead for the 6th Ward. His ball just sort of floated away. So number 3 will take it across midcourt. Gets it over to John. John accelerates. Looking inside to Andrew. This time,
they're really relying on Andrew, aren't they? They're trying to find a way to score. Foul. They're having a hard time scoring right now.
The outside shot that was kind of falling before hasn't been. I'm a little surprised that they haven't brought in number 18 or even number 15. Both of those guys were the ones scoring inside before. As Andrew misses his first.
We need those. And by we, I mean Maroon needs those.
Yeah. As number 4 takes a rest for the Maroon team. And Andrew gets a second one. So the lead now cut to 10. 42-32 our score. With just over 14 to play in the half. Gets a pick from Pilkington as Jordan gets 32. It kicked right off of number 3. And should be white ball here on the outside. So Jordan gets it into Danny. Danny holds on.
Danny's
now accelerates. Gets doubled this time. They start to figure that out, and there's a steal. What a good play by number 5. However, an ill-advised pass gets it right back. Almost tried to get that in. Probably needed it off the glass. Cannot. As Andrew goes in, muscles his way, and can't get it to fall. As Roar has afforded the luxury of hanging on, and Pilkington from the corner and got it.
Holy smokes.
Swished that one.
And he's pointing. This is cold.
So now number 7 trying to hook it in, can't get it to go.
They're having a hard time scoring right now. I think it is the fatigue.
And number 5 as well, just kind of lost it, just as we thought we had the board.
I'll tell you.
As Roar steps back. Off the back of the iron this time, and the rebound to Andrew. Andrew's doing it all. at this point. John from deep, no. Can't get it, and so with 12:22 left, our score is 45-32 with the biggest lead for the 6th Ward at 13.
A lot of action going on and not enough progress.
As Roar takes it down the middle, right off the front of the iron. When you're trying to hit those shots and they're hitting off the front too, that's a little fatigue coming in as well.
Agreed. No, we are.
So is John and Andrew. So Andrew back to Pilkington. And now Andrew on the wing. Couldn't get it to go. And the rebound by the monster. Hear him roar. As cross court from Jordan to Pilkington. And whoo! From the ocean. That was a splash. As 18, though, comes back with his own. And see what I tell you, though, getting 18 back on the court was much needed. Now the lead stays at 13.
Able to grab a breather, come back in, and
so he's been sitting on the bench for a while, and that one hit the ceiling.
See that like those are the kind you don't like.
I know
when they don't go in,
but that is when they hit the ceiling. It's an automatic turnover.
Well, their next game I think is in the Delta Center, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the red team is in trouble. I think their legs, they're losing their legs. They're settling for long shots.
This 15 went inside, couldn't get it to go. And here we go. 52 brings it up, gets doubled, and 15 on the run. Here's Oz trying to get in his way with 18 and can't get it to go.
Goodness, there's a lid on that rim.
This Roar trying to motion his man. Now he does get it inside to 32 as 32 is fouled. Nice little move going inside and an easy call. 48-35 our score with now just under 10 to play.
We are feeling stuck in the mud here.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
If you're looking for a workout, though, I think they're getting that. A lot of motion.
It's a nice free throw in. Nate Souls along with David Pilkington, the original DP himself.
You know what? You know what I've been calling myself? Dizzy D.
I like that.
Dizzy D on the mic.
Dizzy D on the mic. All right.
Are you just going by Nate Souls, or do you want to go by Sideline Professor, Souls on Fire, Soul of Sports? What?
Number 3. I'm like the master of this disaster. I just have too many nicknames.
What do you prefer right now? I mean, what's your?
Nate's good.
Nate, just Nate. All right. Okay,
Nate's
Nate.
good.
All right. I tell you call a good game, by the way.
I appreciate that.
You've got a natural play-by-play.
As Roar starting to get really heavily guarded by John Pilkington, I think he's taking this just a little personal. As Corey takes a 3 for the 6th Ward. What a shot. Never underestimate the smallest man on the court. That's what I always say. As Andrew comes in and finally gets that layup to go in. But it is a 16-point hole to come back through with just a little over 8 to play. But this time the rebound.
Maybe overconfident on that one, maybe?
Maybe just a little bit. Well, when you start to wag your finger a little bit. As Corey can't hang on to it for the 6th Ward maroon ball. Now, I think that John, though, your brother, John, had kind of made this a little personal there when he decided to take on Tyler Rohr himself. He stared down. I have seen some stare downs before, and that you could tell was You could tell that was that look like, son, I am going to take you to school at least once in this game. As Maroon gets back-to-back layups. So now it's cut down to 14. So what was an 18-point lead is now a 39-53 uphill climb for the red team. As Pilkington once again takes himself on Roar, but lets Roar get that shot, but off the front of the iron, and here comes Pilkington again. This time tried to get it to his teammate, couldn't do it. And now we have a 4-on-2 as Danny fakes his man. And we got a foul, which I do not agree with. I think that was a little chippy.
Yeah. On the shot? Fouled on the shot? No, fouled on the ground.
Foul on the ground. I think that kind of slowed the momentum, too. And, you know, your dad brought it up. Van brought it up earlier, that the stoppage – as Danny with the off-balance shot couldn't get it to go. And this time to John. And Andrew, if he can hang on to it. He could not get that layup to go. So Oz now holding it for the sixth ward, gets it into another John as he hits the deck. Number 3 comes up with it. And Oz poked it away. Maroon ball. Just under 6 to play at 53-39. And this game is definitely brought to you by Mom and Dad, because without those skills, they don't play church ball. As we got a foul. So number 15 for the Vets is going to the line. And they're going to keep the clock running. So this is where it gets interesting, because
we're down to the wire, aren't we?
We're down to the wire without having fresh legs.
Mm-hmm. Trying to find 12 points out there.
Number 15 hits back-to-back free throws, so it's an 11-point game now. As John points over to Jordan. Pilkington and number 5 gets it, and Pilkington saves it from going out. John crosses midcourt. Now he accelerates, trying to go inside, and the other John of the sixth ward gets the steal from back to Jordan, and we got a foul. Hard foul going inside. You know, sometimes it's just, those are just unavoidable.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything, malicious there. It was
just a hard foul.
Make sure that he's not going to score. And you're tired.
Make him earn it from the line. And clanks it. So got another one coming with just about 4 minutes to play here in the game. Still an 11-point game, but
oh my goodness sakes.
The monster comes alive once again. Tyler hits the deck. Looks like he's going to be okay. And I think we might be in a penalty situation.
Wow.
So
fouled on the board.
Slower pace is to the advantage of the red team.
Okay, 1-1.
Gives them time to breathe. Gives them time to breathe.
So Tyler Rohr gets his club back up by 13, but off the front of the iron there on the free throw. I thought that the momentum, though, of the vet team was slowed a bit earlier, though. And here's John for 3. Can't get it to fall, but tried to go after his own board. And here's some speed by Oz as Danny takes it from the wing. Can't get that one to fall like he did in the first half. Almost.
Double interception, and it cancels each other out. It's like math.
Yeah, there you go. So, 2 wrongs make 0?
That's what I'm saying.
Red's been more methodical, and this time a 3 from 15.
That's a big, important play. 10-point game now.
10 points, though, with about 2.5 to play, though. As Tyler Rohr, as I think we have dubbed him now, the Monster, has slowed this game down. Now
he hasn't missed a step. I don't think he's looking tired at all.
As John for the 6th ward can't get it to go, but number 15 has it. Going inside, got the layup.
Wow.
And this is an 8-point game. It hasn't been 8 points since about really the 17-minute mark of this half. As Jordan, front court on the right side, takes the shot, cannot get it to fall, and the rebound to number 5.
You know, that Jordan's got a motor on him.
And as Pilkington cannot connect with his man, and we got a timeout on the floor. Save some of that clock. So with a timeout on the floor by the vet team, 1:42 left to play in the game, 54-46 our score with the 6th ward. Up by 6 threes, a baker's dozen. What do you want? Well, I guess a baker's dozen is 13.
8. It's only 8.
Or is it, see, then I've got a bad angle. So 8 points.
It's an 8-point game. Wait, yeah, they're not 64. They're 54. It's 54-46.
Well, see, I'm getting old too.
Yeah, 8 point. No, this is a game. There's still a game in here.
So now, if you were the vet squad,
I
mean,
this is
you have the fortune of having some height, and they have that as well. What are you going to talk? What are you talking about here?
Well, they could foul. They might want to start fouling, to be honest with you, but definitely full court press. I mean, it's time to every single possession needs to get totally smothered because they don't have enough time to let them, because they can just run down the clock. You know what I mean? There's no shot clock.
And I think that's what Tyler Rohr was doing.
Yeah, here they go. See, they got to press them, and right now they're.
So here we go. As John comes up on Tyler Rohr, and Tyler Rohr gets it over to Oz. Oz swings it over to Pilkington.
Oh, yeah, and John is on him. See, look, there's no.
So
clock.
with the zone and a little bit of what appeared to be a carry to this old fool's eyes, but we got a foul.
See, that was 30 seconds. 30 seconds off the clock, and it ended up with the same result. 1-1. That's why I say it's time to foul. But you know, at this stage, it's hard to get used to like clock. You know what I mean? Like time management.
It is.
That's what a really good coach will do for you.
Well, and especially when you're kind of self-managing at this point.
Exactly. I mean, honestly, they should have come up and gotten them directly off of the pass and then fouled.
I was fortunate enough to actually have that as a calling once, as an actual coach for a vet team. And
really?
It really does. It makes a difference because there's a fresh pair of eyes out there that can be there for the group and kind of manage who needs to be out there. And I think that, our guy Andrew for the vet team probably need to be the one out here towards the end rather than kind of have his minutes spent at the beginning of this half.
You might be right. Knowing who to play, they all want to be out there.
Oh, without a doubt. I think sometimes, though, especially, when you're the more veteran squad and, kind of father time catches up a little bit.
Yeah.
That it makes it a little easier, though, to come out, too.
That's a good point.
But here's the thing. I think you bring up something, though, that you don't get to region, though, without having the tenacity.
Yeah.
Of what it takes to just get to region. Because, playing in your own home stake is all fun and games. There's maybe one, maybe two. That is, but when you get to this point, to even be within, single digits, you got to love it. As Rohr hits both free throws. And number 3 with about a minute to go. As John Pilkington couldn't come up with the rebound, as Oz, nice little backwards pass over to Tyler Rohr. As Jordan now slaps it over. They're just playing keep away at this point. And we got a foul to stop the clock with 43.7. 58-46 our score. Now the 12 point.
Now it's out of reach, yeah. Unless they get Tracy McGrady, which they might be able to at this point. I don't know if he's still playing. Did he find himself onto a team this year?
Yeah, I don't know.
T-Mac?
I don't know. Of course, I got a swimming pool somewhere that we can take. We got to take care of a few logistics first, I think.
Swimming pool.
Oh, I guess you don't have to. Guess you don't have to get the heavenly dunk to play church ball, do you?
I see what you're saying. No,
number
you
4
don't.
Takes a 3, tickled the twine there, and this time a turnover as 18 takes a 3. So back-to-back threes now.
They're within 7.
That was crazy. That was Tracy McGrady-esque.
6 points.
I was more like Reggie Miller-esque.
Yeah, 6 points.
6 points in 10 seconds.
That was more like Reggie Miller-esque.
Yeah,
that was the
was
90. That was the 94 Eastern Conference semis, where boy, what a game that was too, to have Dick Stockton on the mic back in the old TBS days.
Boy, number 18. Can we say enough about his shooting tonight? My goodness, he's got a great
Pilkington missed
shot.
the free throw. This time the turnover, and I think that's all she wrote. As Tyler Rohr is now cannot be caught. And
oh man.
12.8, John Pilkington gets the foul. As Tyler Rohr kind of started to put on his wheels a little bit just to stay away from that foul.
That's right.
So we got just a hair of a hold up here. And I think that John he's played pretty much the entire game, so I think he's calling it a night. But he definitely worked hard. His number 15 checks back in. And Rohr the shot, and it's good. So number 18, he's hit it before. Here's number 4. He's going to take it from 3. No.
2, 1.
And that's all she wrote. So from the building behind Muir Elementary.
Muir Elementary.
What
if they renamed it now?
They should.
What if it was Rohr Elementary?
Yeah, maybe
after
they
this
should.
game.
Maybe they should. Our final score: 62, the North Canyon 6th Ward, and the veteran team from what state are they even from? Do you even know?
What state is it? I think it's the Bountiful Hills or Bountiful Hills, something.
Well, either way, probably too rich for my blood. But anyway, 52.
Mill Creek, maybe the Mill Creek
So
state.
62-52, our final. And is it fair to say that it probably shouldn't have been as close as it was?
In what way?
In terms of just towards the end, I thought that there was some, and that's what I thought that was going to keep the vet squad in the game.
Yeah.
From the get-go, was that even though they lost, they didn't play sloppy. There wasn't like bad turnovers. There wasn't, just slothfulness on defense. There wasn't any of the kind of intangibles that comes with a young team where they're kind of hot dogging it and that sort of thing.
Yeah, agreed. No, they kept it interesting. It was a great game. Excellent.
It was.
I don't know if that's the first region game. Like, I don't know where they go from this point, but I'd like to be there. I hope we're able to call the next game because it was a real blast being with you.
I appreciate that. All right, well, I guess for Souls on Fire,
And Dizzy D.
And the Diz with the D.